diet, and it's the introduction of the Western diet, which has a lot of carbs and sugars and grains and things like that, which has caused people to have such poor health. And that was all found out by Dr. Weston Price. He wrote a lot about it. He traveled all over the world studying indigenous cultures versus modern Western cultures. Really, really amazing stuff. And it's the sugar and the carbs that cause people to tend to gain weight. But there's other things too, and it can be a little bit tricky in our modern world. Sometimes people are thinking the wrong thoughts, and it's those thoughts that they're thinking that prevent them from ever losing the weight that they're wanting to weight and lose. I'm sorry, losing the weight that they want to lose and keeping the weight off. So a good example would be yourself. You're watching this video right now thinking, God, I mean, I've heard about this kind of stuff before, and I wish I could take advantage of it, but I can't do it for this reason. I don't have enough money. Really? Not enough money? If you can't afford this, you can't afford not to do it, because this costs like 21 bucks. Yeah, 21 bucks. I mean, 21 bucks ain't a whole lot of money. So if $21 is too much money, when is the opportunity going to get any better than that? You get homeopathy, herbs, nutrition, applied clinical nutrition, functional medicine we do with our patients. We use professional applied kinesiology. We use the energy medicine. We use right-left brain balancing. We help with phobia cures and all kinds of emotional therapies. We help with all kinds of diseases and all kinds of deep imbalances that almost no other healthcare provider can deal with because they don't have the skills and the training to do it. But hey, The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, that's a winner. That just kind of helps open up a person's mind. He realized that we can actually change our genes by how we think and the decisions we make and the actions we take and the environment we live in and we expose ourselves to. I mean, this is, oh my God. So anyway, I'm not saying you'll love it, but I thought that was an amazing book. The Stress of Life by none other than Hans Selye. Amazing, amazing book. A little bit dry. He's a medical doctor. What happened with Hans Selye is he was actually a student. And the professor, he was a researcher, and they were researching different hormone glands, different endocrine glands, like the pancreas, the adrenal glands, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, the ovaries, the uterus. And what they found is that certain preparations seemed to cause the rats to get all kinds of diseases, and that they were studying, and other preparations allowed the rats to be less diseased, or actually relatively healthy when they gave them these extracts. The extracts were actually glandular substances containing some hormones. But it was sad because the thing that was actually found was it wasn't the hormones that were being given to the rats that was causing the problems. It was that the mixture of the hormones that was being extracted was a poor quality mixture with lots of toxins and poisons. And it was the toxins and poisons from the poorly extracted mixture that was causing stress to these animals that was then causing them to break down. And the main breakdown would happen with their adrenal glands and their hypothalamus and their pituitary gland. And so you're asking probably, what does this have to do with my being overweight? Everything! When the hypothalamus and the pituitary and the adrenal glands aren't working right, it's impossible to lose weight and keep the weight off. So you have to have the hypothalamus and the pituitary and the adrenal glands to be healthy, along with the thyroid. Otherwise, you have impermanent temporary weight loss, leading to later weight gain or excess problems with almost everything. Pain, inflammation, swelling, inability to think clearly, poor mood, exhaustion, etc. Okay, so again, you don't need to read the book, but if you want it, that's what it's called, The Stresses of Life. Really amazing stuff. And guess what? Some people are just going to the gym to exercise to get fatter instead of to lose weight. That's a knee slapper, but it's true. They go to the gym and do all these exercises and they end up getting fatter instead of losing weight. because the exercise that they're doing causes them to burn sugar instead of burning fat. And when you burn sugar, you end up breaking down ligaments and joints and tendons and all this kind of thing. And that's no good. That's just no good. So, and that's Philip Maffetone. He's an Olympic trainer who trained more Olympic athletes than any other trainer in history that I'm aware of. So this is a really, really interesting book for anyone who's wanting to lose weight and keep the weight off, and they want to do it in a way that's scientific and a way that's safe. The anaerobic activity is the one that's the less good activity, where you burn sugar, and the aerobic activity is the better activity, where you burn fat. Okay, what else do we got here? The science of homeopathy. Did you know that you can get homeopathy's cured more diseases than almost any other healthcare profession by accident? They didn't even cure all these diseases on purpose. They almost pretty much literally did it by accident. So read The Science of Homeopathy by Vitulkas if you have time. It's a good book. George Vitulkas really gets into a lot of the details of a few homeopathic remedies and how they work, and so weight loss can really be enhanced with a good set of tools to help the practitioner who's helping their patients, and homeopathy should definitely be one of those tools, especially classical homeopathy. If you think homeopathy is useless and has never been researched or studied, that's another knee slapper. Because the truth is that homeopathy has been better researched than any other science that there is. So in specific, I'm referring to belladonna is the homeopathic remedy that's had more research studies done on it than any other thing has been studied. So absolutely homeopathy is very well researched, very well studied. As a matter of fact, every single FDA approved of homeopathic remedy that enters the United States, well, not every single one of them, almost all of them at least all of them that are part of the Materia Medica, they've been proven, meaning a person's proven that they work. They've used the substance themselves and taken notes and researched it and done a variety of studies on the effects of the homeopathy. Might want to search the internet a little bit more on that one, showing homeopathic proofs, of each and every homeopathic remedy. And Boerkes is the best reference for that. Boerkes, Boerkes, Boerkes. Okay, your body doesn't lie. There's a way that you can actually talk to a person's body, and their body will tell you what's wrong and what's causing them to gain too much weight. Did you know, well, we just went through it, that cortisol causes a person to gain belly fat. If the liver is not working properly, then the person can't detoxify, and they can't release toxins, and toxins are stored in fat cells. That could be a problem, If a person's really toxic and they can't detoxify properly, that would be a problem. Now, you can tell if a person has a really toxic gallbladder because the palm of their hands tend to be rather orange or yellow, but not a nice pink red. They're more of like a orangish or yellow. And sometimes if they're really toxic, with all due respect, I hope you don't take this the wrong way if you have this, but they'll have some green, like they'll have a green tinge to them, and that would really be unfortunate. Okay. Again, hypothyroidism type 2 by Mark Starr. It's just kind of interesting because the thyroid, a person's always having trouble with their thyroid if they're having trouble losing weight. Always, always, always. Okay. The sugar blues. Americans now, on average, have over 160 pounds of sugar per year. Each and every average. Average means some people have less, some people have more. So some people are having 200 pounds of sugar a year. But the average person has about 160 pounds of sugar per year in America. Americans are wealthier than a lot of other countries, but we're fat. We're eating too much of the wrong foods that are empty calories, and we're undernourished, and we're starving ourselves to death with high caloric foods that are empty in healthy needed nutrients. So, interesting book. This is the most famous one, Hypothyroidism, the Unsuspected Illness by Rhoda Barnes and Lawrence Galton. So, interesting book. Again, weight always has to do with the thyroid. But don't be fooled. There are plenty of people with thyroid disease that are underweight as well as overweight. And not all the people who are underweight with thyroid disease have hyperthyroidism. Many of them have hypothyroidism, even though they're underweight. Yes. Okay, lick the sugar habit again. Sugar is a nasty, nasty, nasty thing. A lot of people have so much sugar that they're taking into their system. They found that the sugar molecule and the cocaine molecule are almost identical. So that kind of gives you an idea of how bad sugar is. Sugar is highly addictive. And wheat, it just so happens, is broken down into sugar. And it stimulates the brain with the exact same molecule as is found in opium. Now, who found that out? That was Candace Pert who found that out in her book, Molecules of Emotion. So again, this is a whole science. It takes years and years of study. We get great results with our patients. You're going to hear from some of them here below. We've got amazing testimonials for you. People who lost over 35 pounds in just a couple of months, three months or so. So thank you so much for coming out and listening and watching the internet and listening to our video. We'll see you soon.